Hey, it's Rick. I'm going to give my quick overview and impressions of the iSkin View case for the iPad. That's what you're looking at here today. This is one of the more expensive cases on the market at $64.99 from iSkin.com plus shipping. And I suspect one of the reasons for that is because it includes microban protection, which is basically antimicrobial protection so that you don't have microbes and germs growing on the case, and then also it helps to prevent against yellowing and the tint changes that you get in some of these silicone plastics. So let's take a look at the case, but one thing I do want to mention is you can see here it is designed for docking. So there's a feature built into this case that I will show you what that looks like. Inside the box you're going to get this insert, and there isn't a whole lot in there, but what you do get is a microfiber wipe. This is one of the nicer ones that's been included with the different cases that I've reviewed. It comes with an LCD anti-static cleaning wipe, a warranty information, and then some stickers. So let's go ahead and take a look at the case itself. This is what it looks like when it's on the case, or when it's on the iPad, I should say. And the way that you insert this is you basically slide your iPad bottom first and then work your finger around. And as you can see, there's these little grooves or slits on the top two areas, and that helps you to be able to pull the edges over. It has a small lip that goes around the screen here, here, and here. And then at the bottom, it does cover your home button, but it still makes it very responsive when you press. So, with that being said, this is the turquoise, or the aqua blue. It does cover the side buttons. And I kind of wish that they had a little bump out here because it is somewhat difficult to reach sometimes when you're trying to press those side buttons. It also has a coverage here as I pull it away, if I can, and you do have to have a bit of a nail to do this, otherwise it's somewhat difficult, for your screen orientation lock. Up on the top end, it's got a button for your sleep, wake, and power, and you can see that, curiously enough, they put a little bit of a bump on that, as you can see right there, but they didn't do it for the volume, and I wish they would have because it would have been easier to reach. On the top, you've got a cutout for your microphone, as you can see here, and then also right here you've got a coverage, and again it's a little bit difficult to get at, but you've got coverage for your headphone jack. This side is all enclosed, and then the back side, and we'll get to this piece in a minute here, the back side is a mix of hard plastic, so you can hear that, and then your colored areas, this case is the turquoise blue, called Breeze. This is the thermoplastic, so it's not quite a silicone. It's got a little bit harder feel to it, adds some grippiness, and also some bump and drop protection. Now, this area here is open for a reason. It allows you to dock into the iPad dock, and you've got this piece of hard plastic, and what this is, and you can see the design. On the clear plastic area, that design kind of covers the whole back area. And for me, I think it's kind of nice. It adds a little bit of style to your case. But the way that this works is when you flip your iPad over, you're going to put one end into the groove. And I'm going to stand it up because it's a lot easier to do it that way. You put one end into the groove. And likewise, you do the same on the other side. And once you've lined it up, you're just going to simply push, and you're going to hear a little bit of a pop. And I'm not sure if you heard that, but it's in now. And what it does is it lines up with your speakers, as you can see there. And it also has dock protection built in. So you can flip this down, and you can see how that looks. It's a nice feature. The one thing that I will mention, you can push down on this to try to get it to cinch in. However, you do end up with a little bit of a space here. And I assume that maybe the reason for that is because the way that you get this off is you put a thumb there and a thumb there and push it off and it comes right off. But as a result, you can see it lifts up just a little bit, and you can hear this maybe. So you get a little bit of play there. So just be aware of that. Again, it's a very nice case in my opinion. It looks really nice. It's one of the more stylish cases that I've seen, and it reminds me, the colors that they've got, these translucent kind of colors, remind me of some of the original iMacs, if you remember those. I like the feel that it gives. It is a more expensive case, as I've mentioned, so keep that in mind and do your shopping around, see if you can't get it cheaper. But that's it. That is the iSkin View case for the iPad. If you have any questions, please let me know.